Jenny Brinker with Lemon Balm Massage and Wellness. Last week, I shared a video on how to massage your own head, neck, and shoulders. This week, I wanted to show or teach you how to take that massage to the next level and enhance it by using essential oils. And the first thing I want to talk about is safety. Essential oils are concentrated plants and they're full of chemicals, and you can easily have irritations that come up or skin reactions from using essential oils if you're not careful. And so the first thing we're going to talk about is diluting essential oils to use on your skin. I like to use lotion or oils. I have professional ones that I use in my office, but we're going to talk about you using them at home. So I'm going to start with lotion. This is just a plain lotion that we keep around the house. I intentionally choose an unscented one because I always know I'm going to be using essential oils and rubbing them in. And I love the scent of my essential oils. With the lotion, I use it on myself and my kids, either one. I would choose a lotion to apply my essential oils if I wanted to keep something light. I want it to soak in quickly. I don't want it to get, stuck on my clothes or greasy on my hair. That's why I would choose lotion, and it's available. You kind of choose whatever's available to you, but I would pump a nickel to a quarter size of that lotion into my hand. And then I would choose the oil that I was going to use, and I would add 1 drop. And then I would rub it around, and I do not recommend putting essential oils on your face. I think you should just stick to putting them on your neck and your shoulder, and I would put them on my chest if that was the effect or that's where I needed it. The next thing that I would choose to dilute my essential oils with is an actual oil. And my favorite oil that I use in my office and personally at home is jojoba oil. It is the one that is closest to your skin's own oil. So it's the least likely to be difficult to absorb or to clog pores or to cause irritations or reactions. This is my favorite. It's very nutritious for the skin. So with an oil, I would put closer to a dime or a nickel size, especially if I'm just doing my neck and shoulders, because a little goes a long way with the oil. And the same thing, I would put that oil in my hand, and then I would pick my essential oil and put a drop in and rub it around in my palm, and then spread it around on my hands and put it wherever I would be using it. And I would choose that oil if I was doing a little more self-care time and I wasn't worried about lotion or oil in my hair, because you can put oil with essential oils in your hair on your scalp, and it's actually really good for them. But you may not want to go out in public with oily, greasy looking hair. So I would choose that one if I was going to be home and just relax and I wanted to spend more time. The oil is going to give you a really nice glide while you're massaging, so that can feel really, really nice and delicious. But the lotion soaks in quickly, which is beneficial in its own way, but it doesn't allow you to glide as easily for as long as the oil does. If you have sensitive skin, the next oil I would choose instead of like the lotion or the jojoba is a coconut. I use this in my office all the time with clients who have especially sensitive skin. The jojoba has reacted in the past. I did say it didn't, but I shouldn't have. If you have an underlying skin condition like eczema, jojoba may not be the best choice. Coconut is good. Coconut, I've had good experiences with my clients that need something for sensitive skin. And you can use virgin coconut, which is what this is. It's turned solid in the wintertime. Or you can use a fractionated coconut oil, which just means it's been processed so that it'll always stay in a liquid form. And if you're in desperate straits and you just need something, you can use olive oil. I've done that before too. Olive oil has larger lipids in it, and so it's more likely to clog like your facial pores, but is really lovely on your feet. It's very nutritionally dense for your skin, and it's really good for your feet. But I would use jojoba. And you can always choose, if you're going to be massaging your face, you can choose to use whatever your facial cream or lotion is and massage it in. I do. I give myself a little massage in the morning or at night, whichever one, when I put my face cream on. So now that we've talked about safety and making sure that you dilute your lotions and oils, we're going to talk, essential oils into lotions and oils. I'm going to talk about my favorite essential oils for a head or neck massage. So my very first choice would be lavender. Lavender is like the gold standard. It does all the dirty jobs. It helps with muscle tension. It helps with mental fatigue and tension. It is relaxing. It is decongesting. It is anti-inflammatory. It is helpful whether you are just tired and would like to get to sleep a little faster, or if you have an autoimmune disease. It's extremely gentle. You have to be very careful if you have an autoimmune, you probably really know that, not to irritate or create inflammation instead of decreasing inflammation. So lavender, and it's kid safe, and it's gentle for the elderly. So lavender, like I said, it does all the things. If I could only choose a few oils to have in my home, I would always choose lavender as one of my first ones. The next oil I want to talk about is sweet marjoram. This is the oil I would choose if I had been physically taxed through the day. So if my muscles are achy and tired because I exercised, because I helped a neighbor move, because I've been in the yard, it's a lot more physical, I would choose this one. It's going to get in there and clear house on the tissues. It's going to help them relax. It's going to just be soothing overall to the soft tissue specifically. And I love the way it smells. This is one of my very favorite smelling oils. So that's sweet marjoram, or marjoram, however, whichever way you say it. And then my next oil for the same scenario, or if I was struggling with congestion, whether it's tissue congestion or respiratory congestion, I would choose peppermint. Peppermint is like the icy hot of nature. And peppermint plants are super adaptive. If you need a lift, they will, peppermint will give you a lift. If you need to calm, they'll be sedative. That kind of adapts to what your body needs. So it's really cool. I would be very careful and make sure I only put one drop. Peppermint oil is very, it can be very strong or caustic almost. Even if you get too much, you'll definitely feel the burn. And speaking of which, I forgot to mention that if you feel like you're having a reaction to an oil, an essential oil, the way to deal with that is to grab whatever carrier oil you've chosen or lotion and apply more to the affected area. You rub it in. You can try and use soap and water, but at this point, those essential oils have probably soaked into your skin, and that's not going to be as effective as an oil that is going to soak in and disperse whatever the irritating oil is. So if you get irritated from essential oils, grab more oil, rub it in. And you may have to do that several times over time. Fortunately, I always dilute in my office, so we've not had to deal with that. But I have had clients call me who unfortunately did have a reaction after a while to the oil and the essential oil that we used. And that's what I always tell them to do, is to rub more of a carrier, whether it's a lotion or an oil, in to help dilute that so it gets it moving and it's not so strong in that specific area where they're having a reaction. So, okay, I think we're done talking about peppermint. Nature's icy hot and it's adaptive. So if you need up or down, it helps. It also stimulates circulation. And that's really excellent when you're talking about overcoming fatigue in the tissues and moving waste along. The next oil I would choose would be frankincense. This is the one that I would use if I was having more pain than ache. If you're experiencing high pain levels, you should go talk to your doctor, especially if they're for prolonged periods of time. This is not for emergency use. This is for, I'm aching. I took a Tylenol and I'm still aching. I would then reach for my frankincense. It gets in and is very soothing to the nervous system, which in turn helps it to soothe the soft tissues. So I would put one drop of frankincense in and rub it into my shoulders and neck. So that's why I would choose frankincense. The next one that I want to talk about is rosemary. I would turn to rosemary if I was in my afternoon slump and I'm tense from being on my computer all day and I'm tired and I'm going to do a little self-massage to help me kind of shake it off and get on with my day. Rosemary is stimulating to our mental faculties. And so while it's soothing to the muscles and helps them to soften and relax, it is uplifting to our mental faculties. Unlike lavender, which is kind of like everybody gets a break, rosemary is like, you muscles take a break, brain, let's go. So that's why I would choose rosemary. And then my bottle of lemongrass I had to take it from home to work, so I haven't replaced it yet, but that is the oil I would choose and I use regularly for my autoimmune clients. If you have an autoimmune disease, unless you know that you shouldn't use lemongrass is my absolute go-to. If I have a client come in who is in an inflammatory cycle with their autoimmune, I use lemongrass and some other oils, but we're keeping it simple. So I use lemongrass to help break that inflammatory cycle and bring their inflammatory response down. Lemongrass is an excellent anti-inflammatory. And so that's why I would recommend that one. And you don't have to be an autoimmune if you just want to try it because you like the smell, or you can try any of these. Anytime you have muscle tension, you should absolutely try one and see how it works for you. And I just encourage you to be safe and smart about how you do that. And really quick, when I buy essential oils, the first thing that I look for is quality. And the second one is my budget. I try to buy the best quality I can for the budget that I can afford. And there are all kinds of fabulous oils. I don't have one particular brand that I endorse. I use all different kinds of brands. If I am in a pinch, I use our Acacia. I can get it. I think I've seen it at Walmart. I can get it at the health food store. That one's available all kinds of places. It's less costly, but its quality is still good enough that I can always trust it to not be harmful or full of things that they don't tell you about. Lately we had a plant therapy essential oil store go in 2 blocks from my office. So that's my little happy place. Blessing and a curse. I go there all the time. I love their oils. They're local to Idaho and I really enjoy those. I use Butterfly Express. I've used Young Living and doTERRA. And a whole bunch of other ones that I just can't even recall at the drop of a hat at the moment. But just whatever you're using, make sure that it's a pure essential oil and make sure you stay within your budget. So that's all I have to say about that. I hope that you enjoy adding oils. If you're interested, please express. We can talk about blended oils, different oil blends. If you are interested in that, just shoot me a message and I'll maybe make a video about that. But I hope that you enjoy adding oils to your massage and enjoy the extra benefits of self-care using tools. And I hope that you have an absolutely wonderful day. And we'll see you guys next time.